Welcome to Football Pass and your Friday football fix with Charlie Adam. Charlie, welcome.
Hi, you okay?
Yeah, all good. We're just going to dive right in. Liverpool, a massive game on Saturday for them. They're away to Leicester. What are your thoughts ahead of this one, Charlie?
Well, if you put it into perspective, there's a massive game for Liverpool. They're sat fourth in the league, 3 points behind Leicester. Not in a great run of form, losing 4-1 to looks like going to be the English champions again in Man City last weekend. So tough match this for Liverpool. But they do have a good record going to Leicester. So I think that Liverpool can win this. I think it's just a small blip. And obviously off the field situation with Jurgen's mother dying recently as well. I think that might come into the players' mindsets as well and think, do you know what, we need a result for the manager. Obviously, we've let him down in the last couple of weeks in performances wise and the results. So can we go and get that result for him to help him and lift up the spirit? So I think Liverpool will go there and I think they'll win the game. I believe that the title race is over. They're 10 points behind City at the moment. It's true. The way Man City are 15 games unbeaten, it's going to be very difficult for them to claw back that 10-point deficit. But I don't think they're bad. I heard what Roy Keane saying that they're the worst champions to be and things like that. I just think that's a bit tongue in cheek. But they set a standard the last 2 years on how they played. Challenging Man City right to the death when they got over 100 points, and then going and dominating last season. So whenever you fall below that level, you're obviously up for criticism, especially at a big club like Liverpool. So they have to take that, but they have to respond the right way this weekend, and getting into the Champions League is huge for the football club.
They have been very, very inconsistent, though. What do you think's behind that?
Well, I think that, listen, they've lost two of the key players, in Van Dijk and Gomez. When your two centre-back pair, has been out for most of the season, it's a huge blow. That's the building foundation of your team. Your two centre backs, good pairing together. They've been excellent together, and when you lose the best player, best centre back in the world, it's always going to affect you. It's just how they got through these games, and obviously they've done a couple of bits of business in the January window, but it's difficult to throw the two lads straight in. So they went with Fabinho and Jordan Henderson to play at centre back. In the long term, it was never going to work. Yeah, they've done a good enough job to there, but in the long term, it was never going to work. So they have to try and find a solution to get back to winning games.
What do you think the solution is, Charlie? If you were manager, what would you do?
Thanks very much for that. Well, I think that you've got to try and play one of the centre backs that you brought in. It's their natural position. You've got to try and trust them. That's why you brought them to the football club. It doesn't matter if it's a loan deal or permanent. Even if they play Ben Davies, left centre back, he's played enough games in the Championship. I know there's a big pressure at Liverpool, but you've got to give them lads an opportunity to play. I think the young boy Williams done okay, Nat Williams, but I think there's I would prefer to have a natural centre back in there with one of the midfielders. I don't think you can go with the two midfielders in there. So we'll see what Jurgen does at the weekend. It's a huge game against Leicester, especially away from home. So, obviously they will try and probably go with the two midfielders again, but it's how long they go with that. And I would like to see one of the centre backs who come in the January window get an opportunity.
What do you think the confidence levels are like behind the scenes, Charlie, in the dressing room at the moment?
I think the confidence it'll be a little bit low because they're falling under par of what they've been good at recently. And at Liverpool, I think it was 2014 was the last time they lost 3 in a row when Brendan Rodgers was manager. So that's a long time ago. So they're not used to losing football matches, but consistently. So if I'm there in Liverpool, you need to stop that rot as quick as you can. And what a way to do that would be at Saturday, pick up 3 points at Leicester. So, listen, it's going to be a tough game. Leicester are playing well. Brendan's got them playing great. Third in the league, in a good position for the Champions League. But if Liverpool can win this, they'll go level in points with Leicester and try and consolidate that Champions League spot because, let's say before, the title's gone and they must get into that Champions League position.
Do you think they can do it? Can they get a top 4 finish this season?
Yeah, Liverpool for me will finish in the Champions League spots with United, and there's another 3 or 4 clubs after that. West Ham, Everton will be looking to get in there. Chelsea as well are sniffing the end of the Champions League spots as well. So it's going to be interesting. But I do believe that Liverpool and United and City will definitely be in that Champions League come the end of the season.
What a season it's been so far.
It has been. It's obviously it's difficult with this COVID and there's been a lot of surprises. But I just think the way Man City went through their small blip earlier in the season to now go and show the dominance that they've shown in games, and let's say the way they played last week at Anfield was phenomenal. And I think that we all can go on record to say what a special talent that Phil Foden is. He was a game changer. He's a talent that we've seen for a couple of years now. And everybody had their opinion. What should we do with him? Should we put him on loan? Should they keep him at the football club? I always felt my opinion was to keep him at the football club because he's training with the best players in the world. And if he'd went on loan, he wouldn't probably have got that training, that game time against these type of players or playing with them every week. So it's working out for him now. Pep obviously trusts him, gives him opportunity. I obviously said the other day that there's still things he has to work on in his game, but it's great to see. And I thought Man City were excellent the other week.
Huge talent. I just want to finish by asking your prediction for Saturday.
I'm going to go for a Liverpool to win 2-1.
Well, that would be a big result for them. Charlie, thank you very much for joining us on Football Pass and look forward to catching up with you next time.
Thank you very much.